Like now.
Like right now.
Hey,
The prime time,
YouTube.
bitch.
What up, YouTube?
So today is like a re-wrap of everything we've done throughout the year. Oh, and happy B-Day to the West Crave dog.
Yep. Happy birthday. Rest in peace.
Rustin Pieces.
Personal hero.
Yeah, Morgan, did you know today was Wes Craven's birthday?
I did not.
I thought that was it
Didn't know
today.
that.
Why didn't we put a thing
Yeah.
on the
It
on
was
the
today.
Facebook?
All right, guys, we are going live. In
I sent you a message. Did you not see
3
that when I
seconds.
said that?
3.
I'm sorry, I was busy today, buddy.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Horror Syndicate live here tonight. We're going to do a recap of everything that we've done throughout the entire year. Here at the Horror Syndicate, we're going to talk about our fan favorite episodes. And, hopefully we get some reactions out of the viewers tonight. So that means you. Let's get reactions out of you for tonight. First off, my name is Brian Enright. You can find me at Facebook at Brian Enright, or you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Horror Jew. It's right there. See, look, bloop, right there on that green bar right there at The Horror Jew. It's copyrighted, so any of you horror fans that are Jewish out there, step in line.
Find another name.
Up next, we have Baron Craze. Baron, good evening.
Greetings, all. As you always know, you can always stalk me at on Twitter under Baron_Craze, or you can continue the stalking on Facebook under Baron Craze or the Baron's Crypt, also found on Facebook. Back to you, Brian.
All right, thank you very much, Baron Craze. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, good evening.
Good evening, Brian, and all you boils and ghouls at home. You can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or that zombie right down there.
All right, thank you. There's Ray just chewing away. We'll get to you, Ray. Relax.
Got me a
Up next, we have the one and only female on our podcast group, Morgan Jewell. Morgan, good evening.
You can follow me on Twitter at Morgan_Jewel_S.
All right, thank you very much, Morgan. And last but not least, the Lunchable Monster himself, Ray Merrick. Ray, good evening.
Hi. I'm Razor. You can find me at Razor_33 at on the Twitterverse, or Rage of Razor on Facebook, or you can follow my comic book page, Apogee Comics. It's new, and yes, I'm eating Lunchables. It's the turkey and cheddar with crackers.
So on a scale from Friday the 13th to Jason X, how do you rate those Lunchables today?
Jason lives.
There you go.
You know how I feel about Jason lives.
So delicious and a fan favorite. Thank you very much, Ray. All right, so our like I mentioned before, tonight is our episode of our favorite moments with the Horror Syndicate that we've done or talked about, which is pretty much the same thing. So those who are joining and following us talking tonight, feel free to enter our conversations. You will be, talked about here on the Horror Syndicate. We'll read your names live and exploit the shit out of you while we talk about good old-fashioned horror here at the Horror Syndicate live. So let's get into it. We're going to save our DOA reviews and our Bloody Screen Roulette reviews for later this evening. We're just going to jump right into the best of the Horror Syndicate live. We're going to start with Morgan. Morgan had a topic that she loves with all of her heart. It's the Leprechaun series. Her favorite was Leprechaun Back to the Hood Part 2.
I thought it was in Outer Space was her favorite one. Leprechaun in Space was her favorite.
Leprechaun in Space was my favorite. I am a huge fan of monsters going to space. I feel like that's where they need to be.
In space. Okay, Brian, we now know you want Monkey Shines in space. Got it.
Monkey Shines will always be in space, Baron. In my heart. But yeah, so Morgan decided to choose not Leprechaun. Morgan, what did you actually choose for your fan favorite?
Scream, which, I mean, this shirt actually shows 3 of Wes Craven's movies, but, the most prominent one that you can see immediately.
Oh, cool. That is a neat shirt.
That is
right.
weird.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
What do we? I don't really know what we're doing here.
Talk
Well,
about
Scream
Um,
is a very interesting
Someone give me
topic
Wi-Fi.
for us because I think we had a pretty good episode, a pretty good turnout. A lot of Morgan's friends who know that she loves Scream was able to watch the show that night when we performed. Scream it has had a spin-off of a TV series, and now they're doing a remake of the series starring Tiga, the rapper.
Tyga, like the animal,
What do you
but
want from me?
in a gangster
What
way.
do you want from me? I'm a generation ahead of you. I don't know these people's names. The last time I remember the name was Lil Wayne, and I
Who
heard
the
he's
hell's that?
Oh God.
so.
I'm
Yes,
sorry, I don't know
but-
death metal and black metal. I can't help you.
I hear he plays the guitar.
I heard he skateboards.
Lil Wayne? I don't
Maybe
know who we're talking about. I don't know.
maybe Lil Wayne will have an appearance in Scream. I'm really looking forward to that. If he does have an appearance in Scream. More importantly, T-Pain in Scream. Like, hello. Like every time a Ghostface comes out, you hear yeah and okay and skeet skeet motherfucker. Like I don't know. I think that would be a pretty cool representation of the new Scream on MTV. But Tyga
It's got to
is
be
the thing-
auto-tuned when he does it.
Yes,
It's got to be auto.
Tyga,
absolutely
and
does.
then there's
You know what?
some other guy who I
I'm sorry.
guess is like a
I
known
meant to
person,
say
but I
Little
don't know who he
John.
is.
T-Pain is auto-tuned. Little John screams random shit. That's my apologies. See, do you know what the Dave Chappelle show, man? Dave Chappelle show. That's where Little John got his fame from. Wasn't for
I don't think
Dave
you're wrong about
Chappelle.
that, man.
What?
I don't think you're wrong about that. I think you're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm always right, Ray. Haven't you noticed it? I'm always right.
No.
Every topic, I am the one who's always right. I am the one who knocks and farts.
I don't think so. What about Cuddles?
Cuddles, yes, Cuddles. May he rest in peace for now. But just like other slasher movies, they will return. Yeah. So Scream was a really fun topic. Did you guys have fun talking about Scream? Like I was screaming in my pants.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you were.
Yes, but also no, because that one lady was like, Morgan sucks.
Oh, what happened?
Talking about the conventions. Remember? Because there was that lady that like commented about the conventions. Because like that day, like, I don't know, I was like, didn't know how to pronounce a lot of the names or something. And I was like playing like around with it. But like, I was still like saying this stuff. And then she got all angry.
Yeah, who was that? Let me see if I can go back in the archives here and find out who that was.
Oh, let's not exploit names. We'll just call her
Someone that takes the
Madam
convention.
Hitler.
Madam Hitler.
Oh, I
Oh my God.
know who it was.
But anyway.
Yeah, I thought the Scream topic was good. I enjoyed those movies. I do think we should have wrapped like that whole trend of horror movies that came out after Scream with I Know What You Did Last Summer and the Urban Legends movies. All that because that became kind of a trend after Scream popped out. And I like Scream. Morgan, what is your favorite sequel out of the 3 sequels?
I think 2.
2?
Why?
I don't know. I just said 2. I feel like 2's the best out of the sequels.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean,
I like all of them,
with great
and
reason,
like
but-
to me, they're like really, really close on like how good they are. But like 2 is better quality wise.
Who's your favorite character
Yeah.
in the series? Not silly, is it? Let's
I
ask
don't
the
know.
people if anybody wants to answer.
Hard
What's your favorite
question.
character in the Scream series? Mine is Gale. But as you all know, I love Courtney Cox. So, anybody want to chime in?
No, I love me some Cox too.
I
Absolutely.
knew that was coming.
Absolutely. You know, she was, you know, one of those '90s actresses who came, you know, kicking and screaming during the whole Friends era, and you know, just like Jennifer Aniston, they just kind of like, you know, had that big boom in the industry. Even Jennifer Aniston, like, she started off with dancing around with Warwick Davis in a leprechaun suit, and then she's like this huge A-list. But we're not talking about Morgan's second favorite series, Leprechaun. We're going to talk about her first, Scream. You know, Courtney Cox was awesome as Gail Weathers. I had fun watching her for, like, you know, 3 times, and then you know, I really like stayed away from the 4th movie because I wasn't sure how it was going to be. 4th movie wasn't that bad. It was way better than Scream 2. I felt like Scream 3 was my favorite sequel in the series because Scream 2 was. Yeah, you do have to watch them because, I mean, going against me, I think that
Like,
Scream 2 was a piss poor choice, Morgan. I'm sorry. You
I
have to
think,
reevaluate
Scream 2 is the sequel that I watched most recently, so that may have something to do with my picking of it. Because, yeah, I haven't watched 3 or 4 in a while.
I don't think 3 is
How dare
very good. I think it's the weakest.
Oh, how dare you, Ray?
Jared, what do you think about the Scream series? Like, I guess they're not your bread and butter, but
I haven't seen the sequels in a long time. I saw the first one right before we did the show, and still probably my favorite character out of all of them. But I do like David Arquette, just because of his evolution as a.
Dewey.
He's always managing to get hurt, but he still survives.
although I like Tatum, his sister, she was awesome. I like bitches, I guess.
Yeah, I like Tatum. She was all like, she's like, it could be a woman, you don't know.
And on a side note, guys, today is Wes Craven's birthday. May he rest in peace. He would be 68
Poor Wes Craven.
today.
That sucks that that was still pretty damn young.
So sad.
No, I think he'd be 78. 39 was when he was born.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds about
39.
right.
So he'd be.
Yeah, I was going to say 68's really, so that would make him in his 30s. No, he was in his 40s when he made Nightmare.
Jeez.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about this new season of Scream. I really
The what?
liked the first 2 seasons.
So
Scream.
it's not a
MTV
reboot,
Scream.
it's just another story, right?
I don't really know. I'm confused, and it
So are they trying to American Horror Story Scream now?
Make it like an anthology series?
I don't think so. There's no way. I don't think so. I don't know what they're doing. I think they didn't have enough money or whatever to keep doing what they were doing. They're like, let's just restart it. I don't know. Maybe the second season didn't do as well, but then why would they even make the 3rd at all? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, also, the 3rd season is only going to have like 6. It's only going to have like 6 episodes, and they're all going to air like, I think, the same night it said or something. And I don't know.
That's weird.
So they're going to shoot their wad in one night.
May as well.
It happens. I do it every
For
night.
all the binge watchers.
Right.
I know. Me and Baron were talking about it earlier that Scream is actually his favorite series on MTV. I'm kidding.
I thought Teen Mom was his favorite
Remember, I
series.
know where you live, Brian.
So Baron, I didn't hear from you. What was your thought about the Scream series?
Actually, it's going to sound kind of weird to some people, but actually on New Year's Day, a bunch of us here will watch a lot of franchises, and Scream has made it into the list of the films we watch. Franchise films for 24 hours straight while drinking beer.
Oh my god.
And yeah, we just got cases of beer in stock, and we just go through franchises left and right, and Scream is in the allotment. So as for the character I like, I don't know. I go back and forth. I just like the killing. So can I just pick on Killing? Because Killing's nice. After you watch all those franchises
likes
in
the
24
kids.
hours, you just watch Killing. And it's really fun. And I really get into it.
Scenes.
Kills are pretty. They actually do have pretty gory.
I mean, if I had to pick somebody, I would say maybe Stu, but, Stu is interesting because if you watch the kind of the parody version of Scary Movie, Stu is actually, Dewey becomes the killer. So, he's there. It makes sense. No one would think him as a killer. He's kind of like messed up, always, doing something weird or nutty, kind of like Brian half the time when he's sitting there with his head low, the screen, we can't see what he's doing with himself, and that's thank God for that.
I'm usually twirling the lint in my belly button before I eat it.
I thought so, Brian. That's just something you would do. Makes sense.
Hey, just off topic,
Don't hack them.
someone named Daniel commented on our page about he does a giveaway group, Daniel's Horror Giveaway. It's all horror themed stuff, and maybe
shit.
promote each other. So maybe
Yeah.
we can. So Daniel's Horror Giveaways. Anybody watching, go check that out. I guess it's a Facebook page.
As long as I can win, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, you got to follow,
That's what I'm talking
do the
about.
giveaway guidelines and rules or whatever. Oh, Jesus.
Where?
Speaking of giveaways, I've got a couple of Blu-rays I can get rid of out of my own personal collection because of duplicates and such.
What do you got? Let's do a giveaway. Let's go pick one. Let's do a giveaway to get the 6,000 likes.
I'll be right back. We can find them.
Well, the winners of the 4 VHS tapes, a winner was very happy to receive the the VHS tapes that we promoted once we reached 5,000 followers.
Fantastic.
So they were very happy. And then after they won, they unliked our page. So thank you.
Serious?
Oh.
Yeah, it happens, but we're past that point.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
In person, but that's kind of crappy.
One of the things is who has time to unlike a page? Who does that?
I was
Like-
about to say, you know how many pages I've liked on Facebook since because when I was 13 and made my Facebook, I just liked every single page. I'm not fixing to go back and unlike them all just because I don't want to like them anymore. There's too many to do that. I don't have time for that.
It doesn't make any sense. Who just goes out and unlikes a page? Our pages especially are bringing in more content and something new for you. Got the guy behind or the female. I'm not being sexist. They're on the computer yeah, I'm gonna unlike this page. Yeah, and it's like they're fapping away. I don't know. We're not a kid show.
God.
We're not. They're fapping. When people unlike pages, that's usually a sign of future fapping. That's what I learned. But
What did I
but
just
yeah,
walk into?
you walked into everything.
Scared.
You did. So Scream, thank you very much. I love Scream. It's a great topic. We're gonna move on to here as we're doing the best of the Horror Syndicate Live. Now we're going on to Jared. Jared chose. What did Jared choose? Jared, talk about your favorite segment that we have covered within the year of the Horror Syndicate Live.
Working before me, we dedicated an entire episode to the life and works of Lucio Fulci, and Gore Master, godfather of gore, not to be confused with Herschel Gordon Lewis, the other godfather of gore. It's honestly my funnest segment because in his zombie, I was hooked, and I wrote a very, very, very emotionally charged article about February when we did Fulci February. But that was really a lot of fun. I think I own maybe 30 of his films in one format or another.
30?
Yeah, he directed a lot of films in a short amount of time. I'd say within the last 20 years of his life, he probably directed 30 films.
Mhm.
How about Fulci, Ray?
Oh, good. I've got the Beyond playing in my Blu-ray right now.
Yes.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
did run
Jared.
upstairs. Yeah, so we're talking about Fulci. What are we talking about exactly? We're talking about how good his movies are and how much Morgan needs to watch them all.
How much Jared loves him.
Yep.
Well,
And I was glad that we got to dedicate an entire episode to his memory because very underrated director, very underrated filmmaker, and he deserves everybody who loves horror's attention.
yeah, he does.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, I was introduced to Fulci. I kept seeing his name in movies popped up on that group that shall not be named, and anyway, so I got lucky, man. The Beyond, and I knew about Zombie because I bought the DVD on a whim one day on deep discount DVD. I saw it there; it was like $5, and I was able to get the 3-pack with Zombie 3, 4, and 5 with the Killer Birds one. So I got all that for like $10, and then I saw City of Living Dead, so I added that to my cart. Then anyway, I got lucky. They had The Beyond and House by the Cemetery on Hulu, I believe, and I watched those and just fell in love with them, and especially The Beyond. It really hit me, and became I'm a growing Fulci fan. I saw Don't Touch the Duckling, The New York Ripper. What's that one? Manhattan Baby. So I'm like, my catalog is growing for Fulci movies. Yeah, he did Zombie, City of Living Dead, The Beyond, and House by the Cemetery, which is 4 movies in like a 2-year span, right? Was it 2 or 3? 3 years.
I think it was 3 years, but I mean, New York Ripper, Manhattan Baby came out within like another year of that. Yeah. So when you think about it, he did like 5 or 6 movies in like 3 years.
Yeah, and I recently, thank you for Jared pointing it out, Amazon had a really good deal of the Grindhouse Blu-ray edition of The Beyond. It's something I've been wanting for a while, and it came with the DVD of Fabio Frizzi. If you saw my live stream last week on Wednesday, I was listening to it and didn't get shut down. But the soundtrack, the score is phenomenal for The Beyond. I totally recommend that on Amazon if you can get your hands on it. If you want to, it helps us out. Go to our website and click the banner. Even though we haven't made a dime off that, so I'm probably going to take it down.
The Beyond.
Do we have any Fulci fans watching? That's a no. Okay. Anyway.
Speaking of the Beyond music and whatever in Texas Frightmare is sponsoring this event that is Fabio Frizzi Live, the Beyond / Composer's Cut. They're in Dallas.
God damn it.
October 27th.
I wish I was a Texan right now.
Wish Texas wasn't 1,000 hours away from me, so I could drive down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fabio Frizzi's been touring off and on for a little while now, doing his Frizzi to Fulci sets. See and hear the Beyond soundtrack live would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be. Boy, the Blu-ray looks really good, man. I gotta say. That and Blue Underground released City of the Living Dead and Zombie. The Blu-rays look phenomenal. I don't know, Jared, do you know if there's a Blu-ray edition of House by the Cemetery?
It's in his Fulci collection.
Fulci collection. Ooh, check that out.
Look at that. I gotta get me one of those. Well, I have one of the 3 movies that are listed on there.
Yeah, it's got New York Ripper, House, and City.
Now, Jared, you and I
have the rights. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you and I share a favorite Lucio Fulci movie in common. It was the one that he didn't finish directing because he got ill. You know what I'm talking about. Zombie 3. Ray was just mentioning that there was at one point in time a zombie trilogy pack, which was the official and unofficial sequels to Lucio Fulci's Zombie. There was Zombie 3, which is a fan favorite of Jared and mine's. Then there was Zombie 4. I do not believe there was an extended title to that, but it was like the voodoo zombies, and it was hilarious. I mean, what am I going to say? And then there was the Killing Birds, and oh my god. You saw it, Ray?
Oh yeah, I bought the pack. I watched the movies, you know. It was rough. It was hard to watch.
Rough.
I don't remember it very much. I just remember like sitting there like kind of like you know, and then and the scene with the Jeep or something like that where they're, I don't remember. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna power through, watch and do a review just for you, Brian.
Well, you know what? The movie sold, and being a huge Resident Evil fan that you know that I am, of the video games, not the movies, the front cover has a crow pecking out someone's eyes, and it says zombie killing birds. So what do you think going into this movie? Fucking zombie crows. And no, we don't get any of that. We get a bird. And then at the very end, we get like 2 zombies that are more like ghosts, not so much zombies. But you know, they carried on the name, just like, you know, how many demon movies are out there, Baron? I don't know. There's like I think there's like 3 Demons 3.
I think there's 4 Demons 3, and then at one point
the ogre
one in the works.
I remember the ogre.
The ogre, which is the church, right?
Ogre.
I don't know.
The same movie.
I think the church wasn't even the ogre. We'd have to Wikipedia that shit. Cause
Wasn't Cemetery Man 1 too?
That was Michele Soavi. He directed the church. And then he directed
Della
Cemetery
de Morte.
Yeah,
Della de
wasn't that
Morte.
considered one of them too?
No, that was not a Demons movie, but although a very good movie. No, it was
Very
not.
good.
Are you sure? I'm gonna look at the list again.
You know what? It might be Demon 6. It might be Demon 6. I don't know.
You never
Maybe
know.
it's maybe
I'm gonna
because
go with Demons 27.
Demons 27. Demons.
Maybe back
Those
to-
movies were
Had
great.
that in there instead of Jaws 27.
Fucking shark movies.
Which there were some piss poor Italian remakes of Jaws too, by the way. So there's some unofficial sequels to the Jaws franchise as well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the one that got sued? It's I think Vic Morrow was in it.
The Last Shark or The
It was
Last
The Last
Jaws? Was it The Last Shark?
Yeah, it was The Last Shark.
It literally used footage from Spielberg's film.
No shit. Well, there we go.
Hey,
Right.
if you want to get sued,
So here we go. There's Demons 2, which I love. Demons 3, The Ogre, The Church, Black Demons. Those all 3 are considered Demons 3. And then there's The Devil's Daughter, which is Demons
Okay.
4.
What?
Then we've got The Mask of the Demon, which is Demons 5, which alternate title is The Devil's Veil. Then Demons 6 is The Black Cat, and Demons 4, or it's called Demons 95, Cemetery Man.
Demons 95 is
More.
Cemetery.
Yeah, it's apparently it's part of the series.
Damn.
No
It's
fucking
7.
way.
Yeah. So,
So
how
there's
about that?
3 different
There's 3 different threes.
movies. What?
Yeah, and at some point last year, Brian reported that there was another Demons 3 in the works.
Yeah.
You remember that, Brian?
Well, yeah. It was supposed to be the official Demons movie. Some of the actors from the original movie, Frank the Pimp and Greta Goretta, I think her name is. Who
Is he still alive?
They're still alive, and
Awesome.
like, you know, they were planning on doing like a sequel to Demons, but called Demons 3. And as soon as I posted something up about it, as soon as I posted something about it, the actress took me off her friends list because I guess it was like a hush hush project. But you
It's a
know,
horror movie.
yeah. But I mean, it's not like we're E Entertainment or we're like these like people in the street trying to exploit people for information. It's like we're a horror site. We hear something, we're gonna post about it and look into the details of who said what. I mean, if you want to delete me after you posted something on social media where everyone can fucking see, and you're deleting me because I posted an article about it, well, maybe you shouldn't post on social media. Maybe you should just, keep it in private emails or save to a cloud so someone who can hack your shit can expose the truth and not just little old me who befriended you because you're in one of my movies that I liked. Like, get the fuck over yourself.
Can you say who it was?
Huh?
Can you say who it was?
I'm not going to say who it was because I have a profound respect for the movie that they were in. And I don't know them as a person, so I'm going to just, keep it civil and not say the name. But it happened, and I'm not mad about it. I just would like to know more about it, since the site that they reported it to seemed to get a lot of hits off of it. But, it's just something that I feel like the rest of the world should know and not just a small group of people if you're going to make a fucking Demons 3 movie that is a sequel to the original Demons.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So it is what it is. But I
Blast some nips.
Yeah, should have blasted the nips.
So you don't like Demons 2, Brian?
What's up?
You don't like Demons 2?
I love Demons 2. It's not as good as the first one, but I love Demons 2.
I think it's passes the first one.
Oh yeah, no, God no. Oh my God, Demons is like Demons is a movie you will never get in theaters anywhere ever again. It happened once in 1985. It's not going to happen again. It was
literally in theaters because it took place in a theater.
Yeah, it took place in a theater.
Music.
Yeah, and the soundtrack. You're never going to get a soundtrack like that again, especially the end where our hero is on the dirt bike and with a fully sharpened sword on display in a fucking theater, the Metropole, and he's going around and he's destroying all the people who have turned into demons with the sword on a dirt bike, and in the background, Accepts Fast as a Shark is playing. So you got your heavy metal riffs and you got some sword slashing demon action. You're not going to get a movie like that anymore. People are too afraid to make exciting content like that. Even though Demons 2 was a pretty good movie, because it brought back all of the most of the original characters from the first movie, and Frank the Pip was actually a gymnast instructor,
bodybuilder. Yeah,
a bodybuilder.
He was one of the best characters in the second movie too, though.
Doesn't he go out the same way? Doesn't he just get just overswarmed by demons? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think so. Well, but I like that. The thing I liked about Demons 2 though was it plays off the first one, as they're watching like a documentary or watching a movie based on the first movie, right? And
is that what it was?
TV. It's so good.
Is that what it was? They were watching a documentary of the first.
It's either a documentary or it was a movie about the first movie, or something. They're watching something where they're like investigating where the demons come from. I can't remember. It's been a while. I need to watch it again, but I love it.
I really would like to see the aftermath of Demons because
they never had it.
No, it was like, okay, apocalypse now. There's demons everywhere. We're escaping on a car with the little annoying piece of shit from Cemetery at the Gates with holding a shotgun. I forget his name, but he's probably an adult now. I don't care. And they escape into the night, and there's this fucking demons apocalypse. Now, we just don't continue with the original storyline. We just kind of jump into like the side storyline with Demons too, which is understandable. Lamberto Bava gave us a great dual set of movies. They were fantastic, and then the church came along, and you know why Cemetery Man is called Demons 6 or Demons 7, or no, sorry, Demons 95, is because Michele Soavi directed the church. So I think that
that's how it connects, you think?
Yeah, because it to publicize the movie and get the promotions that it wanted, especially American audiences. I think it was called Demons '95 because of Michele Soavi.
Makes sense.
I don't know. That's just me.
The Church is a good movie.
Yeah, Church is a good movie. Cemetery Man was a phenomenal movie.
Get my hands on a copy of The Church.
Another Michele Soavi movie. I know we're branching off the topic of Lucio Fulci. Another Michele Soavi movie.
Italian horror. So
yeah. Have you guys ever seen Aquarius, aka Stage Fright?
The remake or the original?
The original.
I've never seen it. I've wanted to go.
Oh my god, dude! It's a pretty goddamn good slasher.
Giant bird hit, man.
it's definitely something to check out. Stage Fright is, the kills in it are just ahead of its time. It's very gory, very bloody. Baron, have you seen Stage Fright?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, I remember seeing the film. It's something that the audiences are probably never going to get again. It's a bit over the top in certain scenes, but yeah, it's a film I think I'll have to put on my schedule somewhere to rewatch. I don't know. I would say probably watch it on a nice Sunday morning when your neighbors are going to church or something. That way you can have nice entertainment time.
But yeah, so Stage Fright, Lucio Fulci. Let's wrap up on it. Anyone have any final things we're going to say about Lucio Fulci?
Well, I guess I could. Actually, because I had basically picked Zombie as one of the two films I really found of interest that we talked about. And first of all, talking about Zombie, anybody who does know probably does. I am a huge collector of Zombie merchandise. I've got the Trick or Treat Studios. They got 2 masks from Zombie. I've got the soundtracks, the posters. For the director, I've got the DVDs, region-free DVDs, because yes, the Baron's got a region-free player. So why wouldn't I, right? I have access to so much. The Manhattan Baby's got the 3 limited disc that came out. So, guys, if you don't know about his films, you should by now. I've talked about it. We've talked about it on this show. I've talked about it on my show, The Baron's Crypt. The City of the Living Dead is not a great film by any means, but it does have an iconic type of actor, Christopher George, who I recently named as a horror icon. He was in the film. The guy knew how to make movies with what little things he had. However, last week was Shark Week, and we all got this stupid asshole named Phelps racing against a CGI shark in the water. Zombie's got somebody actually doing a dance with a shark at the bottom. I mean, the shark is a real tiger shark, and he is fighting him off dressed as a zombie. We will never see that ever again in cinema. It will not happen. No one will get in the water with a shark and go, yeah, I know, I fed it really well, but let's not try to figure out what the digestive system of a shark is. How long until he decides, I'm tired of punching you in the face. How about I just bite the shit out of you right now and see what happens? I mean, someone throwing up, so what? It's just another arm, right? I mean, it's a scene where, if you know anything about that scene, the assistant director was supposed to get in the water and do the scene. Guess what? It's before cell phones, and he vanished that night. He just didn't show up until somewhere the next night. He just was gone. So, step in, stuntman, and extraordinaire with the ability to hold your breath for 4 minutes underwater with a shark. So yeah, it's a great film. The other one I really like, and I know it comes as a shock, but people figure I was going to pick Psycho. But we talked about Psycho a lot, and let's face it, I mean, after a while, we got to talk about other things. And I picked Burial Ground because, I don't know, it's something about a nice mother and son bonding moment there. A film that you should watch with your mother on Mother's Day. I really believe this is it because let's face it, you also want to thank your dad for, hey, hitting it with mom and getting you produced, because let's face it, you're a bunch of sick fiends and fucks out there. So we were talking about the infamous nipple scene. That's right, folks, where little Michael decides to just munch on mama's tit. Yes, it's a great scene. I know Morgan's thinking, ooh, that wasn't in Scream. No, it wasn't, Morgan. It wasn't in Scream. But no, it wasn't. But it's a scene you should see with your mother. With all mothers out there. It's a Mother Day kind of film. That's how I look at it. Yes, Jared, it is a good movie. I like the movie, okay? It's, how to put it, there is a homage scene that does occur back to Zombie in the scene where the eye gets plucked out again, and there is a really cool scene of that. We got a lot of blood, a lot of gore going on in it. The zombies, well, now it's called stretch the budget because we don't have enough money, and we made some interesting looking zombies who seem to know how to pick up a lot of farming tools. So I'm very happy. We already have Shaun of the Dead early version here. They know how to work together and get things done. So that's really good. They're already motivated and get things done. So the Land of the Dead also very motivated in how to get things done. They want the living in the building. Let's figure out how to get to them. This film does not have a happy ending, depending on how you look at that. I mean, the zombies do get to have lunch and dinner and brunch all at the same time, really, if you think about it. And I just think it's a good movie. I think the youth should really go down this lane and watch these kind of films. I mean, this film, the Cannibal Holocaust movies, the Pharaoh Fox films, films that make, I don't know, the Green Inferno look like a field trip to the mall. I mean, we're talking about films that are very insensitive, very non-PC movies, films that we all like here at the Syndicate. Looking Jared with that eyes on his face going, yes, I know what you mean. I want those things aired all the time. Yes, Jared, we shall air them. If I had a nice large TV set and I could go and park in front of a church, I would play these movies in front of a church service any day of the week. Because that's just a sick person I am. Look, Mom, that kid really likes his mother. And whoa, geez, he really got into the titty sucking thing there. You know, look, they say the kids after a certain age should not be sucking tits of their mothers anymore. Burial Ground disproves that fact and says, wait, we're going to show you more. So, Morgan, I think you should watch this film. It's a very wholesome.
You know, Ben,
in it. Burial Ground.
funny.
You should. It's a good movie. So, I like films. So,
well, Baron, it's funny that the two films that you were trying to decide to pick between Psycho and this Burial Ground both have a lot to do with the personal
mother's
mothers.
problems.
Like,
yeah, I know.
interesting.
That's what I
Interesting,
said.
Baron.
Yeah. Just saying.
Nice connection.
Yes, but and I like that. And but again, people probably wonder why I didn't pick that. I mean, look, I've chosen Psycho about 4 times over now. I thought it was only right.
Everybody knows about Psycho.
Yes, I'm psycho about Psycho. What do you want me to do? I'm just trying to figure out everything in my life. I don't know what's going on. I am just trying to eat my candy corn and just talk to my birds around me while I figure out what Mother is doing. I can't help it. I have to be loyal to Mother. Yes, Mother! I will kill for you! Yes.
That's usually what I say when I'm taking a huge dump.
That's not a crime.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I definitely agree. You know, with you know, Burial Grounds being an important movie for tonight. It definitely is. The Blind Dead is definitely one of those series that's really out there, and it's of course Burial Grounds taking the fucking cake. Especially with the scene with I guess his name was Michael, the kid, right?
Yeah.
You know, him going to his mother in crazy dubbed English, telling his mother that this cloth smells of death. It definitely intros the movie of what we're going to expect, and of course, you know, the very eventful scene when he dies and comes back to life, and. Before we even get into that, can we talk about the weird makeout session with him and his mom?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Face it. That's It sets a lot of things up for future moments there. You got to remember, the film's got a lot of weird scenes that don't fit exactly well together, but for some reason, if you drink enough, they will all make sense. I like to say you should watch this film right before maybe watching the franchise of The Blind Dead. It's a nice segue into it. Because weirdness should just keep going down a certain road. And again, the Tombs of the Blind Dead, those films, they're in the franchise that I also watch on New Year's Day. So it makes it into the group too. I don't know. Somehow Burial Ground does make it in there. I don't know how. It's not a franchise film, but at some point you don't really care.
It just sticks with you. I know what you mean, Baron.
Yeah, it's got a lot of weirdness in it. Actually, in fact, if you're over in Italy, you can go visit the place where the film was made. It is open to the public, so you can go check it all out and such.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can check out that, the grounds. There's a tour of the whole thing, from what I understand, from a few people who have gone over to Europe, and they'll go on some of these kind of horror tours, if you would, of actual castles and villas and things where horror films have been done. So it sounds to me like Burial Grounds is like the Italy's version of The Room. They made this movie that is just hilarious, and to everyone that lives there, can't believe it got made, but it got made. Especially Burial Grounds. Burial Grounds is a hilarious movie, and it's not to. It was unintentional. Definitely the comedy in the movie. But what's also more incredible is that the location, which was always considered extremely conservative in its nature, allowed such a production to occur on its grounds and within its walls. That was probably the more interesting aspect. There's a lot of conjecture on it that they never actually told them exactly what the film was about with the zombies. They actually gave them a different storyline about the burial ground of soldiers who fought bravely to defend the honor of the nation. So they used one story to get another one out there. So I've read both stories, so I'm not sure which one is true and which one is fact, since they both seem to cite different sources.
Yeah. So if viewers out there, if you are looking for one hell of a time, is this one of those movies where you definitely want to watch with a group of your friends and drink heavily, and your mother, you want your mother to be in the same room with her nips out. So when that scene comes, you participate just like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Have your mom take her nips out and watch Burial Grounds with the family and friends intoxicated. There's no other way.
That's what we do here in Jersey, folks. It's our thing.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Baron, for Burial Grounds. Anyone? Any last thoughts on Burial Grounds before we move on to the final topic that me and Ray Zor are sharing?
I've never seen Burial Grounds yet.
Oh, well. Now you got something to look forward to.
I guess we'll have to do a screener.
I just put it in my Amazon cart. Based on all that, I was like, okay, I'll just throw it in my cart anyway. We'll check that out.
That recommendation enough. Okay.
All right. So moving on to the next movie where everyone's nips can get blasted. Ray Zor, this was your favorite episode. Definitely my favorite episode, and we're going to talk about it here, the best of the Horror Syndicate Live, the shows that we have done throughout the year. Go ahead, Razor, take it away.
Friday the 13th?
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, that just the way the Friday the 13th rolls off the tongue. I mean, growing up in the 80s, Brian, you missed out on the best decade to live in, I think, because you were born the tail end.
Yeah,
you were born with new blood. You were the new blood.
Unfortunately,
you shouldn't hate that movie. Anyway,
that's the worst in the fucking series. Go ahead.
No.
Hey now,
Jason.
No, it's not.
Jason Goes to Hell is by far the worst. Okay, Baron, what do you think is the worst? Let's just. This is it. This is the end all be all. Baron, the worst Friday the 13th movie. Go.
Jason X.
Oh, okay. See, there you go, Brian. Two
That's
movies. The New Line.
Jason Goes to Hell is
Both garbage.
way worse.
Okay.
Okay.
In the Paramount series, New Blood is the worst one.
No, part 3
In
is
my opinion. In the New Line series, the worst one is all of them except for the 2009 remake.
That's a good call. So, for me, growing up, I had Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and Jason. Like a new one basically coming out every year. And then in 1988, it was like, is my screen frozen?
I think so.
Looks like
You
I got
are a bit.
There's Jared.
I can still hear you.
Yeah,
okay. It's frozen on mine. Anyway, if you can hear me, it's okay. Yeah, so in 88, I got Nightmare 4, Friday the 13th 7, and then Halloween 4. In 89, we get Halloween 5. We get Jason Takes Manhattan, which is one of my favorites, Brian.
Yeah.
And then Nightmare 5, of course. So, that was the best, if you ask me, was growing up in the 80s and being able to see all these movies. And while Freddy's my favorite, I've got a really soft spot for Jason. I saw Jason Lives, which, of course, all know I have a man crush on C.J. Graham, which came to Days of the Dead, where all I wanted to do was give him a big hug. But I don't know. I love that episode was great because we actually got through the entire series, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Brian made this super fantastic video of all the kills, Crispin Glover dancing, the Man Behind the Mask theme song from 6 by Alice Cooper, and then he made one with the disco track from Part 3. And we need to reshare those because those are great videos.
We didn't touch a lot on the New Line ones, but yeah, we covered the core.
We can talk about. I could tell you. So my mom took me. I've told the story before. Took me to see Jason Goes to Hell in the theater. Okay, because it was supposed to be the last one, and she was trying to relive what she did with 1980 when she took me to see Friday the 13th, because she was a big horror fan, and she had me on her 21st birthday, and I was just a couple weeks old, and she took me to go see the movie in the theater while she watched it. I apparently slept through the whole thing, but that was like a special bonding thing for her, and I liked it when I first saw it, but of course just moving on through the years, I realized that I hate the way Jason looks, and I hate the body jumping thing, and then the ending was even worse. It just, to me, it was a really bad movie.
Which one are you talking about?
Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, that's the second one I hate.
Yeah, and then Jason X, it just was a gimmicky movie, and it has probably, if not the best kill, the second best kill of the entire series with the nitro.
The virtual. Oh,
Nitro
yeah.
glycerin.
That's good too.
They smash.
But yeah, the freezing the face and smashing it. Then David Cronenberg's in it. So there's some things in it, but overall, that one's almost unwatchable to me. And then I don't like Freddy versus Jason, which is the other New Line. And the reboot of 09, I'm sad that it hadn't gone any further because I like that one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, but of course, my favorite Friday is Jason Lives. So,
Yeah,
Brian,
Brian,
I forgot to tell you, yesterday we were listening to The Man Behind the Mask on the soundbar.
Mm-hmm.
I had Bluetooth on my phone hooked up to the soundbar. And then the next song in line after that was the song at the beginning of Jason Takes Manhattan, buddy. Whew,
The Darkest Side of the Night.
Oh yeah, I jammed.
Side of the night.
I love that theme. That's good.
Yeah, I constantly have a playlist. I play them in loop on my YouTube playlist. Darkest Side of the Night. His Eyes by Pseudo Echo.
That's my.
Oh,
favorite.
yeah.
Love is a Lie by Lion. No Animal by Felony. I constantly have them on a playlist because the music from the Friday the 13th movies, the Paramount movies, were just so incredible. They're 80s at best, and especially having Crispin Glover dance to one of the tracks in the final chapter. It was definitely a time where and Nightmare on Elm Street did the same thing. They played all these like very 80s pop rock music, especially hair metal. And
Hug me, baby, drive me crazy.
Which is the best song in the series. Mark Patton to some club pop music of the 80s. But out of the Paramount movies, Baron said this once before. It all depends on which one you grew up watching, and it happened to be Takes Manhattan for me, because it was one that I caught on cable television every Saturday morning, on like ABC or something like that, or TBS, and it would play reruns of it, and it was fun. It was and they edited all the adult stuff out for 8-year-old Brian, which is cool. But you going back and watching the series, you remember things like Takes Manhattan. Out of the New Line movies, I had to go back and watch them because I know that Ray Merrick, you brought up a good point where we talked about the Friday the 13th movies in our Friday the 13th episodes, but when we got to the New Line movies, we just kind of skipped over, and that was mostly because a lot of us have not seen them, with the exception of. Well, everyone's seen them with the exception of me and Morgan at the time. But now that I've caught up and I've watched Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X.
I watched all the movies in like 1 weekend for that episode. I had seen them, so it was just you.
Oh, sorry, throwing shade over here.
Where's your Jason Goes to Hell review? Come on, man.
Throwing shade. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you got to see all the Friday the 13th movies and not the rest of the Scream movies. So thank you. But but going back to the Friday the 13th movies, I didn't see the New Line movies, and now I have a profound respect for these movies. That being said, I'm going to say it, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me, but Jason Goes to Hell, not that terrible of a movie.
You said that. I remember when you watched it and you watching it and said something about it not being so bad.
It wasn't bad.
Tell us, my child.
One of the things about the movie was Sean Cunningham hired a guy right out of film school and gave him a budget to make Jason Goes to Hell. Completely ignored my favorite movie, Jason Takes Manhattan, by continuing where it left off on number 7, the Paramount series, and Jason Goes to Hell, where Jason dies, and it becomes The Hidden. It's basically The Hidden meets Friday the 13th, and I
thought it was an interesting concept.
For which one?
It was horribly miscast. Jason Goes to Hell. It was a decent concept, but it was horribly miscast. James DeMar was in Friday the 13th, the series. So why cast him on a Friday the 13th movie, which has nothing to do with the series?
Well,
is a handcuff jump.
Yeah.
Just to note, he had, up to that point, had never actually seen any of the Friday the 13th films. He had stated in an interview once. So for him, it was something different because it's like he did the show, but he never saw. It was very strange that he said he never saw any of the films. I don't mean to jump here for a moment, but
no,
I know
go ahead.
I don't like the part 7. There is one key scene in part 7 that is a lot of people would probably agree that it is a very cool scene. Is when Jason actually comes out of the water and we see the spine through that special effects makeup. That is a very good scene. I mean, we get to see the rotting flesh and everything, and he's still going.
How gnarly he looks.
Say Beekler, the director, wanted to put everything that ever happened to Jason, every bullet hole, everything, the mask even, like had the big chunk out of it from when Tommy Jarvis hit him with the boat. Yeah. He wanted to put everything that ever happened to Jason into that makeup, and I mean that's got to be the best makeup out of all of them. I think Jason Goes to Hell is the worst one. But
yeah.
I was Jason face in part 8.
Bulbous head.
Yeah,
Well,
I say the part with the makeup and such, just him coming out of the water scene, it's just really well done. It just shows everything.
I like when he axes Melissa's head in part 7. He axes that bitch's head.
Oh, and then tosses her.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the movie. But I like that because you get Jason kind of meets his match with Tina. But one thing I want to talk, you were talking about Jason Goes to Hell.
He's Carrie, I get it.
I wanted to say something about how Sean Cunningham comes back, and his big thing was getting rid of the damn hockey mask, and that to me was what ruined it. The concept changed because they want to do something different. Because Part 5 is working, or not working title, but like the hidden title is repetition because the movies were all basically the same. You know, had the same formula or whatever. And so in 5 they tried to change it up by having a different, like a imposter Jason. And then in Part 9 they tried to do it again, and Jason's not in pretty much the whole movie. So the 2 movies Jason's not in are the 2 movies that people seem to hate the most. So anyway, just throw that out there.
Yeah, and it's all about period piece. It's all about the fans of the original, the way that the movies executed the storyline, and I can see that. You know, I think that watching these movies as an adult, knowing they've existed for so long, and going back into it, you really watch movies like Jason Goes to Hell, and you're like, well, it's like Jared was saying, it's not a bad concept. You know,
Yeah.
could the choices of the actors been different? Maybe, but that goes for any movie.
Don't
It's-
like the
it's-
way they showed like Jason's, like, I don't know what you even call it, like Jason, you know, like the little Jason that had to like switch to the bodies or whatever. I don't know. And that just like ruined it for me. Like the way that they bodied that or something, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear what you're saying. He was a little funky looking, and
The thing that had, like,
you know,
people.
and you know, I will even go to the point where I'll say that, you know, Jason X wasn't that bad of a movie either. If you look at it as a really campy, fucked up sense of humor version of everything that you never wanted. It's the best part of the movie is definitely Uber Jason, and the scene when he gets like I guess like a 4D version of a campground. There's the 2 girls and they get naked, and then he
That part's so
beats them
funny.
to death in sleeping bags. Like, that was a really funny scene. I'm not gonna lie, I was very entertained by all of that. Uber Jason, which is incredible. If you're playing the Friday 13th video games, Uber Jason should be available.
We
Like,
never know with the new announcement from today. It could be part of the DLC.
well, the Blood
But,
Jason
you know-
was released. Go ahead, Margaret.
Yeah, bloody Jason.
Jason X is kind of very similar to basically, you know, every like the Alien movies and like Life. Whenever I was watching Life, is like, it's just like replace the alien with Jason, and then that's what like Jason X is basically. But
Mhm.
It's better than Leprechaun in space.
Oh my God, yes. Wait, no, take that back.
What?
I don't know, man. They're pretty close. I got a major eye roll for that one. Oh,
But yeah, no, and then you had Freddy
Pinhead goes
first.
to space too, Brian. Pinhead went to space.
Pinhead went to space.
yeah, I like that
Jason went
movie.
to space. Leprechaun went to space. The Critters came from space, and then they
They're
went
talking
back.
about Chucky going to space for the next one.
Chucky should go to
what they
space.
should have done for the Scream season 3, they should have done it in space. Space.
Tyga in space.
Michael Myers is the
Yeah,
only
I-
one still stuck on Earth.
I guess the tagline would work then. No one can hear you scream. Space.
Oh,
But did any of you guys see the promotional teaser for the 1998 version of Freddy vs. Jason?
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
It was really cool. They're like, in a world, you know, that the guy who always like introed every 90s like movie.
Yeah, but the disappointing thing, it was all like clips from all the movies. Had
Yeah,
Jason Goes to Hell, which makes sense because it was the only New Line property at the time.
right.
and who did the special effects for the thing? Because he was in talks to direct it, and that was his project. He was going to direct a Freddy vs. Jason movie. We never got to see the light of day because they went through several rewrites of Freddy vs. Jason, and the original ending of Freddy vs. Jason.
Was it Baker?
I was reading in an interview that that in the original ending of Freddy vs. Jason, Freddy and Jason go to hell, right? And then they get strapped with chains
No,
And
Gentlemen,
Pinhead comes out and says to them, "Shall we begin?"
yeah.
And that was the original ending for Freddy versus Jason, which could have been a really cool concept, but they couldn't get the rights, I guess, to the Hellraiser.
Well, then they made a comic after that takes place after the actual Friday the 13th or the Freddy versus Jason, which is Freddy versus Jason versus Ash.
Yeah,
written by Jeff Katz of New Line.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that, but I never read any of them.
Yeah, I've been trying to find them, and because it was written in 04, 05, so it's really hard to find them.
Find what? What are we? Which one?
The Freddy versus Ash Freddy versus Jason versus Ash comic. That took place after Freddy versus Jason.
Rob Bottin did special effects for the.
Yeah,
film.
I just read that. Yeah, he was going to direct that movie.
yeah. He was going to direct. It was going to be his directorial debut for Freddy vs. Jason. Project got scrapped, and we got what we got. It is what it is. The 2009 version of. Oh, go ahead, Jared.
Well, I mean, when Jason Goes to Hell came out, they ended it with the idea that they were going to cross paths, and like there was talks for like 10 years before anything came to light. Like, I wonder how many people were attached to direct, how many people were attached to write throughout all of it.
Well,
I bet it was a clusterfuck. Yeah, it's been a while.
I mean, if you go to the Freddy versus Jason segment, they talk about how many people sent in scripts and how many people were actually attached before they hired Ronnie Yu.
Wasn't Kevin Smith attached at one point?
I think so, actually. I think he was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many people attached to it, and they just couldn't. I don't see how they couldn't get it done and make it before they decided to add somebody who didn't want Kane Hodder to be Jason. That was a mistake.
Well, it sounds like Jodorowsky's doing. If we had Bottin and Kevin Smith, if they were going to be a duo with writing and directing the Freddy vs. Jason movie, it could have been a flawless classic. But studios win no matter what. I mean, but thank God for Kickstarter.
Before the Jason X, if that would have happened too, wouldn't have?
Yeah, I think Jason X was kind of one of those situations where you have the rights for so long, you have to make a movie, kind of like with the Hellraiser movies.
Well, they said they were waiting for that Freddy versus Jason movie to happen, so let's do this in the meantime.
Yeah. So, and it is what it is, but they gave us Uber Jason, which was really cool.
Yes.
But Uber Jason couldn't save the movie, but it's definitely one of the funniest Friday the 13th entries in the series. So but as we wrap up this final segment, anyone have any last words about the Friday the 13th, and while we're doing the best of the Horror Syndicate live episode?
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
go.
do.
Hold on, Morgan, 1 second. I just want to put out there for anybody that says Friday the 13th 5, A New Beginning is the worst movie. Give it another shot because it's not the worst movie. Go in with an open mind. Know that Jason's not in it, and know that you're going to have an imposter, because it takes you back to the original movie, and I've said this multiple times, where the original movie it was a whodunit. You don't know who is Jason. Is it Tommy? Is it Vic at first? You never know who it is, and that's one of the best things.
Is it Reggie the Reckless?
Is it Reggie the Reckless? Is it Demon? Morgan, go ahead.
So, I found out about this really cool party that happened in the Dallas area, actually in Arlington, on Friday the 13th. It's the Friday the 13th Bash Part 3. So I'm guessing that means it's the third year that they put this on. And so this is what the description about the event says on Facebook. We are bringing Camp Crystal Lake to Jay Gilligan's for Friday the 13th Bash Part 3. This year's bash will be the biggest yet. Custom Friday the 13th playlist from award-winning horror director Jeremy Campbell. Juice, I can't read. Jason's Lair photo booth from Mad Madam Productions, live improv comedy from Singers Comedy, live music from Joan Jett tribute band Cherry Bomb and Motley Crue tribute band Looks to Kill, hosted by stand-up comedian Chris Ryan Evans, Camp Crystal Lake counselors, training from Faces by Chelsea, and more to be announced. Advance tickets go on sale August 5th, but you have to be 21 to enter. Second Chance Ranch. What?
Morgan finally made the cut.
Yeah.
There's a man with no light in his eyes.
All right. So, any last words on Friday the 13th before we move on to our Bloody Stream Roulette, DOA, and our convention news?
Nope.
Nope.
All righty. So up next, we well, first of all, thank you for joining us as we cover the best of episode. Definitely a lot of interactions here joining us tonight. So we're going to go into our final segments of the evening, starting with Jared, where he covers a movie and talks about it, and you get to read the full review on Fridays. Jared, tell us about what you have.
Bloody Streaming Roulette. I took a couple of weeks off to kind of recharge the batteries and review some other films, but I am back with a vengeance, guys. Selected a film from Netflix, and it's called The Windmill from 2016.
Ooh,
it looks like a slasher on top of it. Like, I've already watched it, so I know how it goes, but I think I know my verdict already before going into Friday, so pay attention to the website if you want to see it, but it is not at all what it seems. And it comes from the producer of Frankenstein's Army, if anybody remembers that movie a few years ago.
Yeah, you did a review for it.
Yes, I did. Yeah. But
Were you
this is his first full-length feature film as a director, so yeah, The Windmill, 2016. You guys will see my verdict on Friday. Back to you, Bry Guy.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared, for the Bloody Streaming Roulette. Up next, we have, as Baron describes, Beneath the Bottom of the Barrel movies he reviews for us every week, the DOA reviews. Baron, take it away.
Oh, Christ. So basically, this week I decided to choose something that's not exactly horror, so it'll be more akin to horror. It's the fantasy genre. This is a film called The Amazing Bulk. Yes, you heard me right. Not the Hulk, the Bulk. From 2012. And a film that's done entirely in front of green screens. And Jared's look right there is better than what is on the screen. Because what's on the screen doesn't make any fucking sense. And I watched the movie, and it makes no fucking sense. None. Zero. So basically, what is this movie about? I have no fucking clue what the movie's about. Let me tell you what's in the movie, then maybe some of you guys can help me. We have, well, you've heard the term flying monkeys? Well, yeah, we got that. We also have geckos on computer screens. We've got a monkey stealing a rocket. We've got a villain named Can't Love, and that's actually a play on that he's got ED. So he wants some growth serum to help him, I don't know, bulk up, so to speak. Get it? Bulk, ED. Ooh, these are the jokes. Yeah, this is how funny it is. Now, the director of this movie, the same one who did the one I reviewed last time, Aliens versus Avatars. And this movie is, to him, a complete honorable film for Stanley Kubrick. That's right. It's nowhere near Stanley Kubrick level. It insults Stanley Kubrick. The film insults it from the 2001, Dr. Strangelove. Then he tries to say, well, the film's more like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'm sorry. No, it's not. Roger Rabbit, it's a very good movie compared to this shit. This thing misses its mark by hundreds of thousands of miles. It should never be made. Yeah, this film is so huge that it's actually the worst thing ever. Somebody's got little hands who made this goddamn thing. It's a complete mess. I don't know what buttons they were hitting, but the CGI work on Birdemic is better than this movie. That's really telling you something out there. Here's a film, folks, that you don't need to worry about anything because you actually get to see people sitting on a couch while they're surrounded by a car that seems to be moving down the road but never really does. Or you see them running in place as the scenery behind them goes by really fast. I don't know why. Does it matter? No. Who gives a shit? Not anybody in this movie. This movie is a complete worthless kind of crap fest. First of all, 75 minutes long, made for $14,000. $14,000 film. It took the guy 4 months to write the script. I didn't even know there was a script. Didn't seem like it in the film. You have clip art from the 80s and the 90s. What about Second Life? I mean, Second Life has some nice, good work you could have used. No, sorry, that was too much money. In fact, the music in this kind of film, let me tell you, it's all classical. It's the William Tell Overture, When Johnny Comes Marching Home, and the 1812 Overture. By the way, they're never used in the right spots anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We got the greenest golf courses, triple-winged planes flying by, and nothing makes any sense. So how did this film that went out of print in 2012 come back to life? You know who did it. You know what company did it. Wild Eye Releasing. That's right. They resurrected, they repackaged it, and they redistributed it out there for everybody. Because, you know, it's rebooting time out there, and that's what they did. Otherwise, don't watch this film. Just avoid it. The review's going to be going up either tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever I sober up with a little bit more to actually do the work, because it took me that much alcohol. The film's got a 1.7, folks. I give it a 1.2. By the way, next week's film, oh, Christ, it's so better. It's called Real Horror. I'm not even going to go there right now. I can't. I need to drink a lot more alcohol before I do that and take some pills over here or something. I cannot do that one right now. I saw it the other night, and I hurt my head banging it on the desk. It's not going to be a good movie. So, Brian, back to you for the DOA's autopsies that were completed here for the Horror Syndicate and their fans.
All right. Thank you very much, Baron, for those wonderful reviews. And last but not least, we have Morgan bringing the convention news. Morgan, take it away.
So this weekend, there's one convention that's happening, and it is Flashback Weekend in Chicago. Poor Ray.
Aww.
Ray was supposed to go, but now he is not.
all my favorites are going to be there, and I can't find a way to go. Thanks, Parenthood. Anyway.
So, his favorites that are going to be there are the one and only Robert Englund, Camp, and wait, who do you like? Lisa Wilcox,
Amanda Wiss.
Lisa Wilcox
and Lisa Wilcox.
There's people from pretty much every Nightmare film going to be there.
Mostly Nightmare 4, which is my favorite.
But
really,
there's one for 5.
On Saturday night, they're having an outdoor viewing of Nightmare 4, and it's going to be hosted by Robert Englund. Fuck my life.
Oh, that's
Special
cool.
live performance by Dramarama.
Are also having a 4K screening of Suspiria.
What movie?
Suspiria Remastered. And let's see. So yeah, that's this weekend at Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois.
Yep. I used to live literally 2 miles from Rosemont.
If only you still did.
It's a good story.
Morgan, don't be mean.
If it makes you feel any better, Robert Englund and Heather Langenkamp were at Texas Frightmare last year, or 1 year when I was there, and I still didn't get to meet them even though I was there. So,
well, that's going to be my goal next year, since I couldn't pull it this year. Is also Ken Kersinger is going to be there, who played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason. He needs to sign my Crystal Lake Memories book. So.
Well, Robert Englund, he turned I think 70 in June, so and
Christ, he could have signed it too, because he was in Freddy vs. Jason.
Yep.
True.
Well, I got 3 days to figure something out. Maybe I can do it.
We're crossing our fingers for you, Ray.
Yeah. Hey, Morgan,
But
come be
that's the
the
only
babysitter
convention
so you can watch the
happening
kids
this weekend.
after it.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much for convention news. Guys, I had a blast tonight. I know you did, those who are watching. Please feel free to check us out this Friday. We will have one of our extended shows starring Razor, Jared, and myself, working title in progress. And also check out the Baron's Crypt on Blog Talk Radio every Friday night starting at 6:30. Am I correct, Baron?
Yeah, 6:30 to 8:30.
All right. So 6:30 to 8:30 Blog Talk Radio, and check out the Horror Syndicate live every Wednesday night here at the Horror Syndicate on Facebook.com. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook at Brian Enright or the Horror Jew on Twitter and Instagram. Up next we have Baron Craze. Baron, where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me at most cemetery, morgues, and liquor stores. And hey, you can just stalk me on Twitter under Baron_Craze, and of course continue the stalking on the Facebook. I believe it's okay to hunt humans. Have some fun.
All right, thank you very much, Baron. Up next we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, where can we find you?
You could find me on Facebook if you want to follow me at Jared Letourneau, or on the Twitterverse at zombie_survivor down there. Have a good night, kids.
All right, thank you very much, Jared. Up next we have Morgan Jewell. Morgan, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Morgan_Jewel_S.
School.
Underscore.
Underscore.
All right, thank you very much, Morgan. Last but not least, our president and Fuhrer, Razor. Ray, where can we find you?
At Razor_33 on Twitter. And Rage of Razor is a Facebook page that I have that not a single person ever goes to. So why shouldn't you? And then follow Apogee Comics. It's my new comic book endeavor. We merged together with Move the World Comics, and we're going to bring some pretty cool stuff that has nothing to do with horror. Back to you, Brian.
All right. Thank you very much, Ray. My name is Brian Enright, and everyone have a great night, and thank you for joining us here at the Horror Syndicate. Good night.